so much. It's a pleasure to be here today. About 10 years ago, I, I first became interested in the art world, and when I got involved in the art world, it was kind of a little bit of a requirement to attend museum exhibitions. Before that, I wasn't very interested because I was a not good kid, and not good kids would not spend time in our museum. We'd be doing other things. But then, like I said, as I was growing and I really paid attention, I understood that the museum exhibitions were very special things. You could pay attention to individual artworks, but there was so much more being said than just those individual artworks. If you really read between the lines, there was a whole narrative and a whole story going on, but you had to pay attention and you had to actually care. So I like a lot of different artists, and one of the artists that I was very attracted to and resonates with me is Agnes Martin. And last year, I think it was 2016, there was an Agnes Martin exhibition at LACMA, and it was amazing, beautiful, tremendous, like unbelievable retrospective. So my friends asked me, did you go to the Agnes Martin exhibition? I said, of course I did. How could I have not gone to such a wonderful exhibition? I completely lied. I lied. I don't know why I would lie to my friends about going to a museum exhibition. What would possess me? I'm generally a very honest guy. But I lied to my friends, many friends actually, and there were a number of times that it happened. But then when I thought about it more carefully, I realized that everyone in this room being affiliated with the museum has a huge advantage, and that is people feel the innate need to go to a museum. It's not the same for everything. If a friend asked me, did you go see the most recent Spider-Man movie or Iron Man or whatever the case is, I can say no, I didn't make the time for it. But if it was something important, a museum exhibition, then you should have gone. If you didn't go, you kind of missed out on something, you know? And even if they don't have the ability to say it and verbalize it, it's the absolute truth. Before virtual reality, and let me just give you my personal definition of virtual reality, is the ability to be somewhere where you're physically not. That's it to me. So before virtual reality, you really only had two options. A person could physically go to a museum, or you would be able to see this after the museum is over. And these books are incredible. If you take the time to actually read them, they're amazing things that people have spent a great deal of time working on. And it was sad to me because curators spend up to 5 years planning on how to really tell the right story on a museum exhibition. And it's gone, 4 months, maybe it travels to 2 more cities, and then literally it's permanently gone. All of the museum artworks or whatever the exhibit was about, it's like a family getting together, 50 works, 80 works, 100 works, a family getting together for 4 months and they're never going to get together again. And for us at our company, we wanted to make sure that that wouldn't be lost. Is this working now? Great. As of right now, our experience, it's the Kerry James Marshall Mastery Museum Exhibition. That was held it was first at the MCA Chicago, then the Met Breuer and MoCA Los Angeles, and it ended in July 3rd of this year. It's only available to be seen if you have this device, and I'm gonna go out on the limb that most people don't have this device yet. It's coming though, but most people don't have it yet because you don't have a need for it. So what we did, because we wanted to make sure that as many people have the ability to see it as possible, is we did a combination of laser scanning and volumetric photogrammetry. And that's just like a very fancy word because I'm not a very big tech person either. It's just capturing the space, the air in between the walls, so you have the proper depth perception. So this is MoCA Los Angeles, if you've never been there. Sorry, let me close this. This is MoCA. You just go to the white dots, tap, and this is how you navigate throughout the museum. This is a very famous work by Kerry James Marshall. If you tap and then go to the left, This is like this one has a particular narration for it. The narration for this experience was done by Helen Molesworth. The sound isn't working on this one.
Style gave us the classic male's barbershop. School of Beauty gives us the female beauty parlor. One of the things I love about this compare and contrast is you can see that Kerry James Marshall has gotten 10 years better as a painter. If the figures in the style are flat and lay on the picture plane like a color form, the women in School of Beauty are curvaceous, full, and occupy space like it's theirs and theirs alone. When we use the word beauty.
So I wanted to just, now you could see, what the reason that we did it is we had to. No one has these VR devices yet. And we want to show that the future is not that far in the future. The future is actually right now. So now this is available for free download on our website. Actually, our company just launched today on the Samsung Gear VR, on the Oculus Store, as well as our website. So today is a very big day for us. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, we spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, but we wanted to give it free to the world. We want anyone who has an internet connection, who wasn't in Chicago, in New York, in Los Angeles, who doesn't have the money to attend a museum exhibition, someone who never heard of Kerry James Marshall before, we want all of these people to be able to see this exhibition. Now I'm going to take you back. I'm just going to play a little sound that I hope will take you back a little bit. We all remember this sound. We're old enough to remember. The bottom line is that it was 20 years ago. 20 years ago that I guess time was, the future looked brighter 20 years ago for each of us. If not brighter, the future at least was longer for each of us. But I wanted to explain that the future comes fast. It comes so fast. I can't believe how much I've aged in that period of time. It's unbelievable. And right now, this virtual reality is just like dial-up modem. It will come. It's going to catch up. It's going to change the world, literally. And what I wanted to share is that museums are uniquely positioned to utilize virtual reality to be able to share with all the people in the world. Really uniquely positioned. And here's just one last thing, because I have to share about Kerry James Marshall. Doing this project was really special for me because I fell in love with what Kerry James Marshall was all about. The story of a young boy who's good and talented at drawing pictures, and then he goes to museums and he sees no one like himself in any of the paintings. He notices that at such a young age. I mean, that's incredible to me that he could have noticed such a thing. And then he decides that he's going to change it. The technology of painting was 600 years old, and there was no representation of black figures. And 35 years, and it wasn't pretty, 35 years of hard work and persistence and perfecting his craft. And now, with a major museum retrospective, he changed the narrative. It's not the same anymore. One man literally changed it, and that's just the beginning of the rest. How could this type of museum exhibition and many others be gone forever? It's not right. So our goal, because now we are not limited by geography, we are not limited by time, and therefore we have the possibility of making this the most viewed museum exhibition in the history of the world. So we would really ask your help on being part of that, and thank you so much. Thank you.